Hi everybody, thanks for stopping by. My name's FM18 and you're watching the Dafuge Challenge, episode 56, with Enfield Town FC. I can count on one hand the number of interviews I got last year, and most of those were early in the season. Now, when we were 10 points ahead of everybody else in the Vanarama last year, no one came knocking on my door. And now that I have Enfield solidly mid-table in League 2, I've got championship teams trying to interview me every other week. I've got fellow League 2 teams trying to interview me. This week alone was Dagenham and Redbridge, Doncaster, Nottingham Forest, Brentford, and QPR. It's just insane. After beating Chesterfield 3-1 at home, we were away at Carlisle, and we beat them. 3-1 was the final score. We had 13 shots, 8 on target. Carlisle had an off game. They had 7 shots, 3 on target, and a lot of their players were just on the bad side of awful. Didn't really help the last 7 minutes of the game. They were 2 players down. Not that we took advantage of it. Raquel Pike got them on board with a 14th minute goal. John Greenwood came back 8 minutes later. Lee Engel had a goal right before the half in the 44th minute. Johnny Gordon put the game out of reach with the 52nd minute goal. Andrew Steele was solid between the posts with a 7-1. Everybody had a really solid game. Even Nichols, even though it's a 6-8, had a really solid game. Simple was asking for more starting time. I'm giving it to him. He had a 7-2, but looks can be deceiving there. He had a couple of really bad mistakes that were just, we were ahead at that point, so I just went ahead and kept him in the game, but I'm wearing thin on him. He's dropped another half-star. He's 2.5 star current, 2.5 star potential, which for a 25-year-old center back is just not that good. After Carlisle, we were at home against Gillingham. Gillingham? I've never been too sure. I could probably look that up. The news out of this game, George Corn injured in the 90th minute, out 3 to 6 weeks with a twisted ankle. Johnny Gordon and John Greenwood had back-to-back goals a minute apart in the 55th and 56th minute. This is after Gillingham got on the board ahead of us. McNulty had a 19th minute goal. Bunce had a 28th minute goal. They were pretty solid defensively after that, and then for whatever reason, just absolutely broke down. We got 2 quick goals back-to-back, tied it up, and then we couldn't put anything together. And honestly, neither could they. A lot of errant passes, a lot of missed chances. We had 8 shots, 4 on target. They had 12 and 5. We had a slight possession advantage. But frankly, it was cold. It was hailing. Had a decent home crowd, 2,800 people, but 1,000 of those, 1,100 of those were away, so only 1,700 at home. I probably should have pulled Corn off earlier. I mean, he was fairly low on the conditioning. I've got a pretty important game coming up. Well, knock on wood, it's important because it's a trophy. But it's the Checkatrade, 6 of one, half dozen the other there, I guess. The other news out of this was Semple had another awful game, and I think I'm just done with him. I'm going to try and move him come the January transfer window, see what I can get. I brought Wolfenden in. He's been doing a really nice job for us. He's a little younger. He's already better. I could keep Semple on the bench, but I've got decent defensive back depth. And frankly, I could probably get a decent amount of money for him. So today we are away at Portsmouth for our Checkatrade Trophy Southern Section second round match. I don't know if I could say that fast. I don't know that I could say that sober either. But I am going to set the best 11, and we are going to come back for that game in just a bit. Well, today we are away at Portsmouth, and they are playing a 4-4-2 with Wright in goal, Medford Smith, Grimshaw, Ellerslie, and Gabriel as the defensive back four, Naismith, Tarbuck, Grant, and Ginelli as the midfield four, Mikulski and Burns up top as the strikers. On their bench, they have Dunn, Bennett, Nelson, Hodgson, Boyle, Howes, and Martin. We are playing our 3-4-3 with Steele in goal, Lee, Wolfenden, and Nichols as the defensive back three, Grayson, Skip, Benson, and Tanner as the midfield four, Engel, Gordon, and Greenwood up top as the strikers. On our bench, we have Lomas, Ashton, Allen, Cousins, Meekings, Walker, and Smith. I had forgotten Ellerslie went to Portsmouth. He's having an okay season for them so far. Nothing to write home about. I think he's averaging like a 6-9-1. He's been a regular starter for them, though. We are moving right to left in our away whites. Angle with the ball. Taps it up. Gordon is there. Right deflects it out of bounds. That'll be a corner kick to us. Grayson sends it in. Now knocked away. Can Gordon get there before Burns? Did he pick up a yellow? He picked up a yellow. Okay. Steele sends it up to Nichols. Long pass towards Angle, who got behind the line. And he scores. I thought he was going to pass it there. Very nice. He had options. Looked like he had Greenwood over on the right open. And he completely wrong-footed right. Give the boys a little encouragement here. Game's moving along at a decent pace. We are absolutely mugging Portsmouth. They've had 2 shots, none on target. Benson out to Angle, who he recovers it. Grayson has it, sends it in. Tanner there. Now Tarbuck kicks it out to Mikulski. Now errant pass. Lee sends it forward towards Gabriel, who recovers for Pompey. Ellerslie, I don't know if that was what that was, but Greenwood has in the box to Gordon, and Gordon scores. Except he was offsides? Okay. Nuts. Lee to Nichols. Out to Benson. Over to Tanner. Back to Benson. Long pass. Greenwood breaking towards it. And don't know why he took the shot. Gordon and Angle were both open. Grayson with the corner kick in. Turner runs it down, but the highlight ends. 35 minutes. Medford Smith with a throw in to Mikulski. To Grant. To Naismith. Over to Tarbuck, who sends it forward, but the pass is too long. Wolfenden's there, and he overruns it. Burns is there. Wolfenden. I pulled out Simple because he did stupid stuff like that. Completely overran the ball. Come on. Unreal. Halftime now, 8 shots, 5 on target to their 5 and 2. We have a massive possession advantage. We haven't been able to do anything with it. As much as I like Wolfenden, he is just not doing it. So you know what? He's coming off. Do a mistake like that, and he's already on a yellow for the competition. Should probably pull Gordon off here at the 60th minute as well. Bring in Cousins. Now Tanner kicks it back to Steele. To Nichols. Up to Tanner. Over to Benson. Up to Greenwood. One touches it over to Gordon. Back to Greenwood. Long pass in, Angle's there, and he heads it too high. That's 60 minutes in. Well, we're going to move Tanner from midfield right to center and pull off Skip. Brian Allen's going to come on the right wing. Cousins is replacing Gordon. They seem to be a little bit more in shape than they are, which hopefully will be able to see us through here. Gabriel with the throw into Ginelli, to Burns, back to Ginelli. Now bounces off one of our players, but Karam's back to Grant, who sends it over to Ginelli, up to Burns, back out to Ginelli, long pass in, and Steele. Nice stop. Rolls it out to Nichols, all the way up to Cousins. Over to Tanner. Taps it forward. Greenwood stopped running for whatever reason, but Grayson has it back to Tanner. Over to Benson. Up to Cousins. Long shot off the crossbar. Nice effort. Give the boys a little praise. Go to the overload here. Grayson with a kick from outside. Oh, he buries it. Nice. I gotta go to the counter. Let's watch this. Right around the wall, past the outstretched hands of the keeper. Very nice. 7 minutes left. Switch to the counter. 3 minutes extra time. Steele with a long kick towards Cousins. Now it goes to Grimshaw, but he loses it. Greenwood kicks it away. Medford Smith runs it down. Long pass forward towards Mikulski, who gathers it in, up to Burns. Out to Boyle, over to Naismith. Steele with a nice block. Lee kicks it away. Nice job, Steele. 30 seconds left. Grayson with the throw-in to Engel. Out to Benson. To Cousins or to Greenwood. He loses the ball. Mikulski has it, but his pass is errant. Goes to Lee, sends it forward. Engels all alone. Was he offsides? He must have been offsides. And that is the game. Oh, we just beat Portsmouth in the Checkatrade. That was a very nice game. 15 shots, 10 on target, 1 woodwork hit. Cousins blast, which I thought for sure was going in. 55% possession advantage. Was well done. Nichols with the player of the match. The 1 assist, 3 key passes. 3 chances created. Nice job. Well, we received £21,000. That's always nice. We are playing Colchester next in the Checkatrade. 7th in League One. Well, it's going to be a good test for us. So we've got Notts County offline, and then we are back for Forest Green Rovers. I will be back with that game in just a bit. Well, the good news is that we were away at Notts County, and we won 3-0. Shania Gordon with the brace, goals in the 9th and 33rd minutes. Lee Engel with a goal in the 15th minute. The bad news, George Tanner is out with a concussion for 2 to 3 weeks. He got injured in the 7th minute. Brian Allen came on, had a really solid game, ended up with an assist on the Janai Gordon goal, I want to say. We had 11 shots, 8 on target. Really good game for us. We made Dunn absolutely work between the posts, and we got the better of them. Notts County was favored, and I'm not quite sure why. We just ran them from pillar to post, and at the end of the game, they were just lagging on the field. You could tell that they were slower. They had 10 shots, 2 on target. This was a solid game for us, aside from the Tanner injury. Today we are playing Forest Green Rovers. I'm going to set the best 11, and we will come back for that game in just a bit. Well, today we are hosting the Forest Green Rovers. We are playing our 3-4-3 with Steele and goal, Lee, Wolfenden, Nichols as the defensive back 3, Grayson, Skip, Benson, and Allen as the midfield 4, Engel, Gordon, Greenwood up top as the strikers. On the bench, we have Lomas, Ashton, Semple, Cousins, Meekings, Walker, and Smith. Forest Green is playing a 4-4-2 with McGillivray in goal, Gardner, Matsuzaka, Bainbridge, and Molden as the defensive back 4, Wangsrick, Walker, Wilson, and Evans as the midfield 4, Quigley and Nemecha up top as the strikers. On their bench, they have Mitchell, Kelly, Leonard, Grocott, Morrison, Chorley, and Mullen. We are moving left to right. Lee up to Grayson, over to Skip, out to Angle, and the pass was too long. McGillivray sends it forward into the crowd. It's headed up towards Gordon, who taps it over towards Greenwood, but Matsuzaka steps up in front. Nichols intercepts the ball. Passes it to Allen. Benson back to Allen, but Allen's pass is errant, goes to Gardner. Wilson sends it up to Nemecha, across to Quigley. Back up to Nemecha, who taps it to Evans. Quigley's there, and he skies it above the goal. Dodged a bullet there. Grayson with a corner kick in. Allen's there. Lee is there, off the rebound from Allen, and he puts it away. Now, Allen's header was kind of weak, but it landed right at Lee's foot. Looks like a nice home crowd tonight, too. Benson on the throw into Allen, centers it to Skip, to Gordon. Back to Skip, who sends it to Angle. Turns around, takes a shot, but it's just wide right. Not quite sure where Gordon's kick was going. And he loses control on the rebound. Walker has it for Forest Green, to Quigley, to Nemecha. And his shot was just as bad as Gordon's pass. Okay. 20 minutes in. Four shots, 2 on target. 59% possession advantage. Coming up on a half hour. Allen with the throw-in to Benson, taps it back to Allen. Long pass, but Molden kicks it away, but Skip is there to recover it. He passes it to Grayson on the left. Grayson centers it to Angle, and his pass is errant. Wangsrick kicks it out to Nemecha. Nichols steps in front of the ball. Wolfenden bombs it forward. Angle is there. Cross it to Greenwood, and McGillivray with the block. And Greenwood's follow-up bounces off the post and then goes out of bounds. 2 shots go begging. McGillivray with a nice block, though. Walker with the throw for Forest Green. Up to Quigley, to Nemecha. And his shot, again, is wide left. 40 minutes, coming up on halftime. Well, Greenwood's not having the best game. Neither is Grayson. Moving right to left now. Forest Green with the kickoff. Bainbridge, long pass. Steele is going to collect it, and the highlight's going to end. Angle's not having the best game either. Steele out to Lee. Over to Grayson. Sends it to Benson to Skip, who taps it up to Gordon. Long pass over to Allen on the right. His pass goes back to Skip in the center, to Benson. Back to Skip. Gordon has it, sends it up to Greenwood, and Greenwood's shot is hard, but it is wide, and it is left. Okay. Ashton's going to come on for Angle. Gordon is going to move over to take Greenwood's spot. Cousins is going to come in as the defensive forward. And we'll save our last guy. We are absolutely dominating Forest Green. 19 shots, 10 on target, huge possession advantage, but only 1 goal to talk of. Nichols is out with a red. Oh, man. Lomas is going to come on and take Gordon's spot. Ashton's going to stay as a poacher. Cousins is going to still be the defensive forward. Everyone else is going to fall back. Defensive wingers for Allen and Grayson. Ball-winning midfielder on defense. Benson as a deep-lying playmaker on defense. And we are going to go to the counter. That was a straight red, too. Now, Quigley centers it in for Forrest. Leonard's there. Wangzik's there, and it caroms off one of our players and into the goal. Not a lot Steele could do about that. Right after the red card. Leonard to Walker, and his shot is wide left, but just barely. That was a blast. 10 minutes left. Lomas runs it down, passes it back to Steele, to Lee, to Benson. Long pass, but goes right to Bainbridge. Walker has it now for Forest Green, to Wengsrick, to Quigley. Challenged by Lomas, dispossessed. Benson sends it up. Cousins is there. Long pass towards Ashton, who holds it up, sends it back to Grayson. Long pass up towards Cousins, and he got a head on it, it looks like, but it was high, went above the goal. Grayson intercepts the goal kick from McGillivray. Dispossessed. Wangstrup comes up and takes the ball, passes it back to Walker. Long pass to Quigley alone on the left. Grocot's there. Steele misses it. Game paused there for a second. Not quite sure why, but... Oh, I thought Steele should have had that. Can we get one back in the next couple minutes? Grayson with the kick. Allen is there. Caroms off a bunch of people. Looks like Ashton gets the goal. Go back to the counter. And it was disallowed. Grayson sends it in to the crowd. Why was that disallowed? Offsides, maybe? I didn't read the bottom. Out of play, it's going to be a throw-in, and the game is going to end. Oh, Forest Green is a bottom-of-the-table team, too. Good grief. Absolutely dominated them, too. What did Nichols do? So here's that disallowed goal. Offsides. Well, sometimes you can't win for losing. I think what we're going to do is skip ahead to Tranmere away and then Colchester at home for the Checkatrade third round game. Tranmere is still top of the table, I believe. Let's find out. Yep, they are still top of the table. They're running away with it. They're 14 points ahead of everybody else. We are solidly in 11th place. Yep, that's definitely what we'll do. Top of the table, Tranmere, and then home against Colchester in the Checkatrade. Well, we've had some solid performances lately. The defense has tightened up a little bit, with an exception here or there. A couple shutouts have also been nice. As long as our offense stays prolific, we'll be doing okay. A mid-table finish looks to be very, very achievable. January transfer window's coming up. I know a couple of players are probably going to be moved, whether on loan or sold, remains to be seen. Still on the lookout for anyone who can help the team in any meaningful way. Transfer budget still has some money. Have a little bit of wiggle room left in the wage budget after all the hoops we jumped through at the beginning of the season. The only question now is there anybody out there willing to come to Enfield for the price I'm willing to pay? The problem we ran into early in the season, if you'll remember, was there were good players out there who were available, and they didn't think Enfield Town was the place for them. We didn't meet their specifications. We didn't meet their goals. But, you know, we dominated the Vanarama last year. We're solidly mid-table this year after being predicted to finish dead last and go back down. Maybe we can change a couple people's minds. If you liked what you've seen and heard, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more content. Questions, criticisms, comments, leave them down below. I'll answer them as fast as I can. My name's FM18. I thank you for watching.